Right now, there's so many of us starting brand new businesses, and you might be totally new to this whole concept of content marketing. Why should you even be marketing? What are the steps that you need to take in order to make your content marketing actually profitable for your online business? That's where we're going to dive into in this episode. So whether you're brand new or you've been at it for a while and you know that you need to go back to basics because something is off, something's not working, this episode is right for you. I hope you're ready for it because I got my tea. I'm drinking ginger tea today. Let me know in the comments below what you're drinking if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're on the pod, I'd love for you to come over to Instagram at Jimenez. Let me know what you're into because I'm just loving some tea. You guys know how I feel about some tea. So let's get into it. All right, so why should you even be using content marketing? Number one, information sells. Information sells. We know from data that in this new digital era, customers and consumers, they're actually looking for information. They're reading reviews, they're doing searches online, they're getting educated on a product before they make a purchasing decision, which means not only is that a clear opportunity for you to have the most incredible information about whatever topic, right, that's related to what you're selling, but it also means that if you do not use content marketing, if you just go direct, to sale, you're actually missing out on a huge opportunity, and it opens you up for any kind of competitor to come in, crush it with content marketing, with information, and actually come out the winner. In fact, that's exactly what happened with my first business. I partnered with my husband, moving company, about 8 years ago, and we actually almost put out of business two of our biggest competitors who'd been in the market for 20 plus years, and we did it through content marketing. We did it through information. So information sells. And so if you're going to be at the forefront, if you're going to be the go-to source, if you're going to be the leader in your industry, you got to make sure that you're putting out the best information, the most valuable information. Number two, equally as important, we know that content marketing is unbelievably cost effective. It's very inexpensive to leverage your know-how, to leverage information, to present an offer, to prep someone for the sale, and then profit on the back end. So I love this awesome stat from Demand Metrics. They stated that content marketing costs 62% less than traditional marketing. Let that sink in. We're talking about 62% less. And not only that, it generates about 3 times as many leads. It's a no-brainer. So if you're here, I know that you're already sold on content marketing, but at the same time, I want to re-emphasize the importance of creating content that sells, not just any kind of content that is directly impacting your bottom line. That's what we're all about around here, right? We talk about profitability before we talk about popularity. We're not here to get cheap clicks or likes or leads. We want to get people in the door, in our digital door, right? In our digital house through our content to step into our house and actually do it with the intent of purchasing, which is so important. And finally, you got to be doing content marketing because it's the future. Okay, we are trending in this direction where really information is becoming a hot commodity, and we have to really adapt to that next phase, right? As modern entrepreneurs, this is where it's at. And so I want to make sure that you are leveraging every single opportunity that comes your way. And content marketing is one of the hottest ones out there. You got to be doing it if you want to be a player in this game. As we move forward with a new strategy, it's a new year is coming around the corner. We got to think bigger. There's so many more people online now than 9 months ago, right? And for a good reason. We're all leveraging the internet. We're all leveraging content to help us grow, to help us get to the next level, and to help us adapt to this brand new economy that we're in. So it's so important, so critical to think about your company as a media company, not just as a company that maybe sells services services or products or sells some kind of program, but also as a company that serves the customer first, that educates, that entertains, that empowers, and that does it in a very strategic way. All right, so now that we've defined your mindset, your big picture vision of why content marketing matters in your business, let's break down the 4 steps that you need to take as a beginner, as someone who's just getting started, or as someone who's coming back to the basics, making sure you have your foundation down so that you can move forward. Number 1, the most important thing is Captain Obvious. You got to figure out what to post. You got to figure out what kind of content you're going to be creating. And so, of course, this is going to differ between niches and industries and different types of products that you might be selling. But one of the biggest things, as we keep it as simple as possible to think about, is what kind of content is already working, right? What kind of content is already working in my niche? And I really want to challenge you to go outside of the platform that you're thinking about. So, if something is working really well, for example, you want to focus your strategy on Instagram, we're going to talk about platforms in the next couple of steps. But what's really key here is to look at the overall big picture of what kind of content, what topics are really resonating with people in your industry or in your niche. So I want you to pull out Google, YouTube, BuzzSumo, and Pinterest, some of the most amazing search engines for content marketing. And I love leveraging these tools. And what I want you to do is really, really simple. You're going to pull out a pen and paper, or you're going to pull out a spreadsheet, and you're going to look at some keywords in your industry. Let's say, for example, that you are in the market of organic gardening, and that's what you sell. You sell organic gardening supplies, and maybe you're trying to bring your business to the online world, and you want to start selling some of your products online. How do you do that? Well, one of the best ways of doing that is to go and look for what people are actually curious about around organic gardening. Now, I'm sure that if you already are an established shop, then you receive a ton of questions from your customers. And that's a great place to start. You can actually type those questions into Google, type those questions into YouTube, into Pinterest, into BuzzSumo, and see if there is any content that's already being created that's successful around those topics. And the way that you know that it's successful is, does it rank, right? Do you have a lot of views on a YouTube channel? Do you have a lot of pins on a Pinterest post? Is it a topic that's popular on search? Are people actually searching for that specific keyword? And you'll see it right underneath the Google search bar. And you can also see if people are already creating that type of content. And here's the thing, I don't want you to get discouraged if some people have already created that exact same idea. In fact, that's validation. You want to have content that is already proven. You don't want to start from scratch. And that's the number one mistake I see with content creators, not just when they first get started, but also when they're total veterans. This has happened to me many, many times. We lose sight, right, of the foundational, the important things when it comes to content marketing, the basics, because we're chasing these objects that are so shiny and so attractive, and we get totally derailed. Instead, I want you to follow the advice that I got from an amazing mentor, Ryan Levesque. He says you have to emulate before you innovate. And that is so important. Emulate what is already working, put your own spin on it, make it your own, make it stand out. And then once you get that down, once you understand what's actually working, what topics people want to hear about, and you're producing that content, then you can go and turn your content into totally innovative posts and totally creative posts that set you apart. Now, of course, as you're kind of coming up with new content ideas, you got to know who your audience is, right? That's basic 101 stuff. And we don't have a lot of time to go in depth into this, but I do want to leave you with this. You have to understand who you're serving. You have to know who your customers are so that you can reverse engineer that process. And if you're brand new and you have no idea who your potential or ideal clients might be, I want you to go and look at some competitors, right? As you're doing your research for content, pay attention to what are some blogs that are really crushing it. Are they selling similar products? What are other competitors maybe that are selling similar services or similar programs? Jot them down, pay attention, and emulate before you innovate. Don't steal ideas. I'm saying emulate the model, okay? I'm not saying go and steal someone's content. That is not ever going to serve you. But I do want you to be strategic, and you can totally emulate someone else as you're kind of understanding how to set up your own business and really figure out what your business model is going to be, who your ideal audience is. All of this is a discovery process. So emulate before you innovate. And hey, if you're loving this tip so far and you want to dive in deeper with this whole topic of creating content that really attracts and resonates with your ideal client, please come over and get your butt signed up for my brand new masterclass. It's not only going to show you exactly how you're going to create amazing content that converts, but I'm actually going to go deep and show you how to monetize your content, especially if you're creating long form content or videos or podcasts or blogs. You're not going to want to miss this class. So the link is going to be in the show notes and description box below. Check that out and sign up. All right, number 2, I want you to plant your flag. Plant your flag. I promised you that we're going to talk about platforms. Which one should you be on? What strategy should you be following? And this one is actually really simple. I'm going to break it down as basic as I possibly can. And there's 2 key things that you have to ask yourself. Number 1, what kind of creator am I? Right? What kind of creator am I? You're not going to stick with content marketing in the long term if what you're putting out isn't something that you enjoy and it's not in a format that you can stick to. So, do you prefer creating videos like this one or podcasts like this one? Do you like writing content, or are you more of a just quick and short social media person only? Wherever you're starting, make sure that you're planting your flag there. I want you to commit to a single platform and maybe an extra supporting one on social media, but one macro content platform, one long form platform, meaning I want you writing blog posts, I want you creating podcasts, or I want you creating videos, not all 3, and certainly not that plus Instagram and Twitter and Facebook groups and Snapchat and TikTok. No. One long form platform and maybe a supporting social media platform, right? So maybe you have YouTube and where you're creating videos, and you have Instagram, or you do a podcast and you also have Twitter. Whatever it is, you're picking one main channel. You're going to double down. You're going to bonker down. You're not going to, you're going to resist the urge to try to do everything at once. It does not work. I want you to get strategic with the way that you spread your resources. You are one person. Maybe you have a small team, and it's a matter of being really intentional with the time and the resource that you do have. So double down, plant your flag, select a platform. And the second part of figuring out what platform that should be is, where do your people hang out, right? Where do your clients and customers, where are they hanging out? Is it on Instagram, right? Are they really active there? And then maybe you pair that with YouTube or a podcast. Are they super active with, maybe they have not a lot of time and they prefer to watch videos instead of read articles, or maybe they prefer to listen to episodes in the form of audio instead of watching a long YouTube video. Whatever that format is, you gotta go there. Really figure out what that platform is, go there. And this is specifically important. It's not as important when it comes to long form content, although it does matter based on what you're selling. But where it's really, really important is where your discovery platform is, right? So let's say, for example, that you are selling tools and you sell these amazing tools through Amazon, or you sell them on your own website. So it's really hard to demo a tool and show people how to use it and what they can create with it, what they can fix with it, if you're just doing audio. It's possible, but it can be a little harder, right? So maybe video is a better format for your business if you're willing to commit to it. Now, here's what will not work, right? If you totally realize that video is the place where you need to be, but you hate creating video and you are not someone who likes being on camera, you're just not going to stick to video. So you have 2 options. You either hire it out and bring someone on to create your videos, or you can then switch to a more visual format and maybe you do blog posts, but you do include short clips of video, or maybe you're not on camera, but it's just showing, your hands or something like that. Find those alternatives, find those happy mediums that can really work for your business. And again, if you're curious about this, if you need more examples from real businesses who are crushing it with selling their products, programs, and services through content marketing, don't forget to go sign up for my class. All the links are going to be in the description box below or in the show notes, or you can go directly to our website, kimberlyandjimenez.com/content class. And I hope to see you in there. All right, so let's move on to pillar number 3, step number 3, as you're getting your entire strategy ready. And that's, of course, to create a plan. You need to have a tactical plan of attack. You need to have a strategy. How are you going to put all of this together, right? So you have a clear idea of what platform you're going to be on. You also have an idea of what you're going to be posting, but now how are you going to put it all together, right? How is that going to work? So you're going to pull out pen and paper and you're going to write these 3 things. Number 1, what am I going to post? What am I going to post? Number 2, when am I going to post it? When am I going to post it? And number 3, how am I going to measure success? How am I going to measure success? 3 key, very basic, but very important questions to ask yourself as you're putting your strategy and your plan together. We need to know and have a clear idea of what you're going to post, right? How frequently you're going to post it, when are you going to post it, and of course, how you're going to measure it. So very simply, you could have 10 ideas of videos that you're going to create, or podcast episodes, or blogs, or even just social media posts that you're going to create in a more long form, or maybe it's even live video, right? Have 10 ideas and answer that question, what are you going to post? And then answer the question, when? When are you going to post it? So I recommend starting with a frequency when it comes to long form content of once a week. So 1 new video every Wednesday at 10 a.m. goes up on your YouTube channel and on your website. Or maybe it's, Friday mornings at 9 a.m. You're always going to put out a blog post. This is the time where you want to commit. You're going to double down and you're going to say, okay, I have tried this in the past. It has not worked for me. I have to be consistent, or I'm brand new and I know that I have to make this work, and I'm going to commit to a date and a time that's consistent week in and week out, rain or shine, no matter what. It is a non-negotiable. Even if I just have to create something very short and simple, I'm going to put it out every single week, once a week to start. Maybe you're a little bit more advanced and you can go up 2-3 times a week if that's something that's serving you and you can measure and track that it's actually working, which is the 3rd question, then more power to you, right? The 3rd question is, how are you going to measure success? What does success mean to you? Do you need to be tracking views or clicks? Do you need to be tracking engagement? And of course, you want to be tracking sales. Is it actually turning into leads and into paying customers? You got to have a system, even if it's as simple as just asking every single customer how they found you. Literally just as simple as that. That's the most basic way of doing it, is how I did it with my husband, Chris. And we literally tracked like over $23,000 from Facebook alone just by asking our customers, hey, where did you find us? So if we can track $23,000 first month in business or first summer in business just by asking our customers, you can do it too. And of course, there's more advanced tools and strategies that you can leverage, like Google Analytics, that'll tell you exactly what kind of content people are consuming on your website, where are they coming from in terms of social media platforms and all that good stuff. So if you're part of the Business Lounge membership, we have an entire training on Google Analytics that you want to deploy and leverage. So if that's your goal here, definitely make it a point to go through that training. And of course, the 4th pillar is to monetize your content. This is the part that I'm so passionate about. Remember, we talk about profitability over popularity all day long on this show, and I want to make sure that you're taking it seriously. So how are you going to monetize? How are you going to make money from the content that you are creating? So you want to remember that there's an art and a science to selling on social media, and an art and a science to selling with content marketing. And you want to make sure that you're looking for ideas and modeling what's already working for other people that specifically use the platform that you selected. So maybe you're doing blogging, or you're doing video, or you're doing Instagram and Pinterest. You want to figure out what's already working for other people and then apply it to your own business. I know that sounds way more complicated than you think, but it really isn't. If you pay attention and you do the work and you get a little extra help when you need it, you will totally find how to promote. But here's a general rule of thumb. You got to share what you do, right? So many content creators make this epic mistake of only focusing on the content creation instead of really focusing on, okay, how can we serve and then ask for the sale? How can we serve and ask for the sale? You want to follow the 80-20 rule. So 80% of the time, 80% of your posts should have a lot of value to them. The number one objective for those posts is to build awareness, is to build relationship, is to achieve that know, like, and trust factor. But 20% of the time, you should go all out sharing your product, especially if you believe in it, which I'm sure that you do, because otherwise, why the heck would you sell it? Really share it, right? Promote it. Use your content as a place where you can showcase your amazing products, programs, and services. Maybe you share a demo, right, of your product. Maybe you send someone an invitation to a masterclass where you can then add even more value to them and then pitch them on your product. Or maybe you just place your product and you review it in one of your posts. You place it all over your blog. You use it as advertisement, or you sponsor one of your episodes with your own company, which is something that we do all the time. And in fact, this podcast here is called the Business Lounge Podcast because we have a program called the Business Lounge Membership. It is our signature product. And of course, we promote the heck out of it in this podcast. It's really why we even have the podcast to begin with. So I want to make sure that you're kind of following along and seeing how all the pieces when it comes to content marketing connect into one cohesive plan. And hey, if you want to see even more examples of how other brands and different industries, different markets are really crushing it with monetizing their content, you know what I'm going to say? Go sign up for my brand new masterclass. All the links are going to be in the description box below, or you can go over to KimberlyAnnJimenez.com/content class. It's totally free. You don't have to buy anything to get a ton of value. I hope to see you there. All right, so you have your 4 pillars of content marketing, the perfect beginner's guide. Number 1, you're going to figure out what to post. Number 2, you're going to plant your flag, figure out what platform you're going to be on, and double down. Number 3, you're going to create a strategy, a plan, a tactic. And number 4, you're going to monetize your content and track your success. Hey, I can talk about content marketing all day long, especially when we have some tea, but I want you to go and check out our other episodes. We have an entire template dedicated to creating your content marketing strategy, and we're gonna link that in the description box below, as well as somewhere here on the screen. If you're watching this on YouTube, go and watch that now. And if you're listening on the pod, I would love for you to come over to YouTube as well, come over to our website and check out that content marketing template. It's gonna really serve you. Literally, I'm gonna walk you through the entire thing so that you have a solid strategy to get started with an incredible strategy as you move forward this year. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to catch the next one, all about how to create your marketing strategy with our free template. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.